Hello, Plaid Man here. Happy Thanksgiving. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. It seems a bit cliche. I mean, it's in the name, right? Thanksgiving. Day of giving thanks. Giving of the thanks day. All those things. And to start things off silly, I had a buddy of mine. I call him Pale Horse. I can't remember. He calls me something silly like that. White Man. I think he just calls me White Man, but it might be something else. Thomas, if you're watching this video, I'm so sorry. But anyways, I call him Pale Horse. He's an Indian heritage and Native American rather. And what I thought was fascinating is he brought up like, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you thank an Indian, a Native American. And I've already ranted about the whole Native American or Indian or what should we call them and yada, yada, yada. But I thought it was interesting that he said that. And I agree with the concept. I think he's just being tongue-in-cheek, right? I think that's cool and funny. On the same token, I don't really subscribe to this concept of like, oh, what someone did, or not even someone, but what a group of people did many, many, many years ago. We're talking 250, 300 plus years ago. That does not mean I then go to like their ancient ancestor, if it's even that person or some person who's in that group, and like, thank you so much. Now, however, that doesn't go both ways. It doesn't work for everything. Like if I see a policeman or a fireman or military personnel, I will tend to go up to them and say thank you for your service, even though I have no idea what their service is, and maybe they're about to be court-martialed for doing some horrible stuff. I don't know. But anyways, I just thought it was funny and interesting, and I like Thomas as a person. I think he's awesome. The other thing I wanted to bring up is generally things that I am thankful for. And it was interesting. I had dinner with my wife's family, and that was one of the things. We went around the table and said, hey, I'm thankful for this. And as corny and as cliche as it is, I am every day thankful for my wife, my now wife, the woman that I have been in a relationship for over 5 years, and we finally got married. I'm thankful for any number of things that she does and has continued to do that not only makes my life better, happier, brighter, but it also pushes me, sometimes more than I want to be pushed, in the direction that I want to go. So it's not like she doesn't push me in a direction where it's like, no, you're gonna be a used car salesperson. No, she doesn't do that, because I mean, nothing against used car salesmen, but that's not something I want to do. Instead, she understands me and has talked to me, and we've whatever, and she's like, look, hon, you want to do this? Go do that, pursue that. And already in the 5 years that we've been together, she has overcome so many ups and downs in our relationship, and it's amazing to behold. Secondarily, I would say I'm happy and thankful rather for my parents. As cliche and as corny as it is, it's like, not only do I have really good parents who raised me up to be a certain way, and frankly, I've fallen short of what the expectations are and what I should be, but there's still room to do it, so it's not a total failure. But they have consistently been parents. They haven't regressed, if you will, into just being like friends, even though I might want that sometimes. They have maintained, and rightfully so, we are your parent and we're here to help and be there, as whether it's a crying shoulder or help, fix something or whatever. And also, I want to be thankful for my sisters, because if nothing else, they are family, and sometimes they drive me crazy and sometimes they make me laugh, even when the joke's on me. And everything in between. They're phenomenal. I also have terrific friends. I have my health, even though I'm overweight, which I just looked at the thing. And by the way, if you want a little trick, if you set your little, I almost call it a thermostat. I'm ruining that joke. No. If you, the thing that checks how much you weigh, if you set that back 15 pounds, then you're good. Thanksgiving never happened. You're welcome. Now, but joking aside, I also have some terrific friends who sometimes call me out of the blue on their day off, and they forget that I don't have that off, and they're just like, what's up? How you doing? Jill, talking to you. Love you. Christoph, you're amazing. And many, many friends. So what I simply want to say is that despite all the crazy things that are happening in the world and things that are bad and whatever, I'm very thankful that I am the person that I am right now. And I am only this way because of who I am as an individual, but also because of those people and the situation around me, being born in America, to the type of parents I was born to. And that's not a race thing. I'm just saying, like, how my parents provided an environment. I mean, look, these are all my dad's books. I just didn't want to be outside. It's nice and windy where I'm at. But he's read all these books. Not as a flex. I'm just saying he's read. And he has 2 or 3 times as much over on this side. So it's just like, yeah, he's well educated and pretty smart cookie. And my mom is just one of the more patient and always able and always willing to talk about pretty much anything. I could go on and on and on a rant, but what I basically wanted to kind of talk about is how even if you're in the worst of situations, which I've been in some bad ones, and I hope it doesn't get to that point again, but it might. Even in that situation, I feel like everyone can take a moment and be thankful, because even the worst person, the person in the worst possible situation, they're still alive. They're still capable of doing something. I used to listen to a whole thing where this guy, back at the end of World War II, he was a spy for the CIA and was captured. And I think he was held captive for about 2 decades, 20 years. And despite constant torture and constant being held aside, he kept strong, didn't admit that he was a spy, didn't do any of these things. Matter of fact, even though he wasn't hyper educated, he ended up learning like 4 or 5 languages because they gave him books, and became rather scholarly. And what I took from that, other than the heroic tale, was simply, hey, look, we can always be in a worse situation. Always. Always. Your imagination holds no bounds. Like, you can always be in a worse situation. So if you think things are bad, okay, they probably are. But you can make them better. And frankly, they could be worse. So it is valuable to you as a human being, for your own sanity or survival, to acknowledge where you're at, see where you want to go, and then strive to do that. But that does not include look at where you're at and like look back and be like, oh, see, it could be worse. Or look at where you're at and compare it to other people who are better, in a better spot than you, and be like, oh, things could be better. Poor me. It's like, no, just make it better. Be thankful for where you're at, okay? Because you're alive. You're capable. Like the people who complaining on Twitter. And I'm like, look, you have $1,000 phone in your pocket. You have access, if you're in any country in the West, for instance, I just know them better. Like, you have access to a phone. You have access to the collective information of the world, of human history, via the internet. You have this, you can do so much. And I feel like that is really proving that it isn't so much the situation as the person's individual drive to succeed. So I know for me, and I know this isn't New Year's resolution time, but for me, I have been tremendously thankful. I have been, this year alone, I got engaged, and then not too long after, like 7 months later, I got married. And I'm now looking at, okay, getting a house and this and that, and struggling with all that and making enough money to do this and that. And there's lots of things that I could be like, oh, well, this sucks. But I'm so thankful that I'm in the place that I'm at. I get to work for the boss that I'm working for and everything else. So that's it for now. I just kind of wanted to make it short. I'm going to do more movie reviews. I'm going to do more political stuff, maybe a little less political stuff, but I am going to be doing more, and I appreciate all of you who are watching this. This is Plaid Man. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you all. Hug a Native American.